So the project looking at this now is based on the idea of a box, a simple open box to hold. In this case it was CDs. This was filmed a good few years ago. It could hold a whole range of flat, thin discs, books, magazines, whatever. You see the range here of different ways of supporting the product or the object, but also shaping the box, shaping this basic five-sided structure and adding some character to it. So we've got a range of different possibilities here. I'm going to look through at normal or faster than normal speed some design sketches that evolve some of these ideas. Now the first one we're going to lift from the first page was based on a house type profile. So this would be the side of the box, or two sides of the boxes of the box, shaped in gradually getting wider house type format. So look at the front page, it's up towards the upper left of that front page there, just getting the idea and transferring it onto page 2. Fairly straightforward, two-dimensional drawing, just using the normal grips, the sketching, the outlining and the rendering grip. We've just got this idea building up, speeded up now, with the outline showing the possible addition of some roof slats. Now we'll see this in a bit more detail as it turns round, but you can see from the basics here, we have a 2D drawing and the start of a 3D drawing. The 3D drawing now, again speeded up, is showing these joined vertical and sloping surfaces with some rectangular holes or stickers on the surface. I think we're drawing some holes here with the little line digging back in towards the vanishing point. And we've got this idea of one side. The 2D drawing shows an overhanging roof surface, so a little cross-halving type ideas on the lower two, just getting firmed in here this now, or just getting constructed here this now to show this basic concept. And this would be one side of a box. The idea then would be to do the same thing on the opposite side. We're just firming in, change of grip, holding it a bit more down towards the tip. These are done in pencil rather than pen, just to make it easier to see on a video presentation such as this. So there's the outline, more or less complete. We'll speed up how you do the second half. This whole thing took the best part of about 45 minutes, and we've got it down to about 12 with this quick video here. Projecting the different parts across, and projecting the roof type idea across from one side to the other. Then a series of dowels, this parallel lines, a little scooped end to show where dowels would be acting as a separator between one side of this box and the other. So the basic idea is the same profile on the left side and the right side, with CDs sitting on dowels. Now the detail and how they would sit has been sketched out here to show one would be underneath, one would be on top, sitting in a sort of cantilever type idea. So they would the lower one being sticking out a little bit further than the upper one to hold it in place. So the house idea can be taken forward, and in these speeded up sketches we see a range of different side profiles of sloping surfaces, as in a roof, possibly just roofs only, or coming down to the ground with arches or doorways or windows being positioned on those surfaces. Again, the construction line, the sketching line, followed by the outlining idea, and as always, notes alongside, recording your thoughts, feelings and ideas as they happen. So really speeded up now. We see this idea of a cityscape, a series of buildings in profile and silhouette. You might recognise it as a long, low sort of presentation or structure of landscape idea. We could take it much taller and change the proportions significantly, but the cityscape was one. Taking the same idea and taking it, instead of rather than vertical slices, taking a sort of fanning action, a series of sloping lines to get this idea of almost like a three-point perspective, and the profiles coming down towards the base, a scary, bendy looking image with a curve underneath. And again, linking to the housing idea with some cutouts or stuck on window type ideas on the surface. Thinking about where the content, in this case it was CDs because it was that long ago, may sit on this. We've got an arch in the front, and as if the building's on a hilltop of some sort. Keeping that curved idea going then, just changing the heights. So like this Disney castle you may have seen on some of the Disney cartoons, this gradually getting taller as it gets towards the middle. Taking that same sort of theme and building up a variation on it. We've got fewer buildings, fewer slices. We're going for curved roofs, angular roofs, castellations, that's those up and down you expect to see on the top of certainly a Scottish castle, with little sticking out turrets built on the ends using rectangles and triangles. Again, there's no preconceived ideas what this is going to look like, so just developing an idea, taking one drawing, helping to generate ideas for one next door. So we now have an end drawbridge getting sketched onto this thing here. We've got an arch underneath, looks like some sort of fortified bridge at the moment. Very popular in Venice and places such as that. We've got a series of lines coming across showing how we could maybe lean against an end, a series of contents leaning either one way or the other. Maybe books, maybe CDs, maybe playing cards, all sorts of possibilities as to holding here. But with a space underneath, like a bridge, as we mentioned earlier on. Now, changing the proportion significantly, much taller. We've gone for tall, narrow, almost like an island out of an ocean somewhere. Roger Dean's album covers from the 1970s are very reminiscent of this. So going over this idea of cityscapes, much quicker, as you can see, firming in. We could add a little bit of colour to these as well. Obviously the notes getting written down at the time, but the best part of, I would say, 40 minutes work here, reduced down to a quarter of that time, with thoughts and ideas going down, right down to something as basic as a simple house with shelves and roof structure, a little bit like a doll's house. So the basic idea on houses, we've gone quite extreme, from doll's house to igloo to wigwam, using basic shapes of circle or semicircle and triangle. So the page is filling up with possibilities and not presentation drawings by a long shot, but what we're doing now is adding a touch of colour using that render grip. So we've gone through the construction grip, then outlining grip, now this render grip, very much speeded up, just to give a unity to the materials. For example, that blue structure there with a brown bridge behind these red roof structures coming through. The silhouette as being one colour with a background of a different colour. So we can see colours trying to add the idea of material and depth. Could be a few notes on construction. The idea of putting a line on the inside of the rendered area just to give it a little bit more impact. And again, the outline. So there we have a range of possibilities. Towards the end here, we're just taking one of the ones from the first page, and it was the animal idea, this box sloping with ends and feet slight cutting into it. And it's a very quick, you can see the same sort of theme building up using the idea of a five-sided box with supports of legs or feet and themes of different animals coming from this. Again, extremely fastly done here. You should really look at it at much slower speed. And we've got crocodiles and dogs and cats and a variety of different animals. A giraffe appeared here and looks like some sort of bulldog with a tapered body, the big back legs, etc. This pig type idea is developing with the eyes and the ears and the little round pokey-holed nose. We can see there, again, a huge variety just on a theme. The theme taken from the first page, the theme in this case was animals or insects. And the idea of the box being something we could slot into. In this case, it could even be something like a magazine or newspaper in a living room. A little pet holding your remote controls for the TV. So a little bit of shadow going in to imply depth and thickness of materials, using the side of the tip of the pencil, that render grip again, all important. Using colour to give it an impression of the link, if you like, between the object and the theme. So the Pinky Pig would come in, we've maybe got a little bit of a turtle thing there, be thinking ahead, so colour could be used in that. And the colour there showing different materials, so maybe a back surface or a front surface. These legs at the front here appear to be a lighter shade of pink, possibly a different material or different depth, so one towards the back, one towards the front. And a little line on the inside of the rendered area just to give it a more defined pink edge. A little bit of shadow where one material might cast its depth, casting a shadow on a material behind. A little bit of thought working on this. Remember, colour, shade and rendering is something you build up. You don't go dark straight away. So again, here you can see there's a variety of different pencils being used to give the impression of shade and shadow, base. And in this case, you can see we've got the CDs again just arranged out the top. Does look like some sort of strange punk haircut. Look at it again. So a little turtle idea with the box and feet on the corners with a head and tail stuck on the edge of the box. The box itself would just be a little in this case you see a rectangular shape with squint edges, would have a base and would be supporting the objects inside. And a pattern, in this case something similar to a tortoise's shell or turtle shell, some sort of hexagon. Again, investigation on these to find out what on earth turtle or tortoise shells look like would be definitely worth considering at this stage. This is just to get the ball rolling. Little touch of colour. Again, you see the shade and shadow being applied to this one. Again, side of the tip of the pencil, that all important rendering grip, and then when we've got sort of rounded, softer, profiled material, we can add this graduated tone on the underside. Don't know if it's had its nails done especially for the show, but it's definitely got different colours on the nails there. So the last couple, we have an angry cat because of the arch. Happy cat, I dare say you'll know what to do. We've got a little trick here coming up with a sheet of paper. In this case we're just using a post-it note, a little bit quicker because of adhesive edge, and it's to render off using the post-it note as a mask, as an edge. So you can see here using the side of the tip of the pencil, wiping off that sheet of paper, or if you've got if you're kicking about, post-it note. This idea is to give a background, a surface behind the object to make the object stand out. Sometimes called a flash bar, although for the life of me I have no idea what that term actually means. So a background, if you like. You can see the tail now having a little shadow in the back foot coming in, and those legs, although just seen in one view, might cross half or slot in some way, and the head looks like it was fitting over the middle of the box, maybe again cross halving into that surface. So a lot more construction required, a lot more detailing, but we're certainly getting the ball rolling. There's certainly a few dogs there. The obedient one at the top there sitting on his back legs, slightly more angry looking one towards the bottom corner. But what we've given you here in a space of about 12.5 minutes is a range of different quick sketch ideas on how to develop an idea using a theme, using the simple idea of a rectangular box. So we jumped ahead, we've got some more rendering on some of these surfaces. You can see the alligator's appropriate colour. So hopefully you've had a bit of chance to see some high speed stuff, get some colour going in here a little bit slower just to show, speed it up to show the rendering technique again. The purpose of this video is to get you engaged with doing some quick, simple design development through sketching. So, hope it's been of use. Enjoy your sketching.